Hello, welcome to the final season of the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul podcast. Listen, we have had a terrific year this so far, but I will say there will be more to come during the month. We actually have to take the break. I'm all about self-care. I'm all about how we refocus and how we reset and regroup, because each year I see the podcast goes higher, higher, and higher. And yes, I'm your host, Michelle Bolden Hammond. And tonight we got Miss Laira Valentine, who is here with us tonight as my special guest. She is also in the realm of being a holistic health practitioner. And first, I want to say, Laira, thank you so much for saying yes. So I appreciate you from taking out your time. I give people their flowers while they are here. I appreciate you for doing the work that you do, because I know it can be hard and tiring for our community. So again, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you again so much for saying yes.
Yes, no problem.
So, Laira, I want you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself, and, just like, how did you get into the realm of the holistic health, and, what are some of the modalities that you do?
Okay, so my name is Laira. I'm a mother of three. I'm a Reiki 1 practitioner. I am going for Reiki 2 soon, and then Reiki Master. But right now, I'm just Reiki 1. I do assisted stretching, where I just help people stretch their body out, and that's phenomenal. I also am a jewelry creator. So I create intentional jewelry. I make intentional oils, and I also make mind and body oils. And what
Okay.
prompted me to start this journey in the beginning, I was using stuff that was in the store. I was using the medications that they was prescribing, and I was like, this is not working. It's not working. It got to be a better way. It got to be something else. So that's when I started doing some research, and I came across different herbs and different essential oils, and it all started with me making the oil for my hair, and it went from there. It just went from there.
And that is captivating how things that are natural, things that they give us and again, I'm not anti-medicine, because if you're sick, take your medicine. I'm just saying. But we do know that there are certain holistic approaches that you can take as interventions. The reason why I got into it is because I'm tired of my community dying from diabetes, high blood pressure. I'm tired of seeing people with extended health issues, mainly. One of the things that you said, that now there's new studies that are out about stretching, how that modality, the holistic type of way, is, because this is some education that we're going to teach tonight as well. Since this is the last night, I'm going out with a bang. I'm going to give you something to think about until next season when we come back in September. I want you to do some research. I will request that all the followers, or if you catching the replay of this, I want you to do some research, because emotional stress can manifest in our cells, because we're water, DNA, we're bloodborne people. As people of the BIPOC community, we're bloodborne people. The issues that we have, it starts with blood. Why do you think? You have the kidney problems with diabetes, that's blood sugar levels, that's heart attacks, that's where we get the pumping where your heart. Then we have the high blood pressure. But what I want people to understand is that stretching actually can help relieve traumas that has been stored in our bodies, which wreak havoc on some of the illnesses that we have. Not all the time that headache that you have may be because of something. It might be something from past, or you could be worrying about something, Worry alters your body. Now, there was a retreat that I had a couple months back. My sister Selena Robinson did a very good title to Your Body Keeps Score. Your body hears you. So I will tell everybody, look up Emoto Musaro, where he does the scientific on how certain words can change the water demographics of what it is. I'm telling you, this is some real stuff. Where he even said the word Hitler, and you should see the color of the water. I think I'm gonna do that coming back into the next season. I think I'm gonna do that to hear, yeah, Emoto. You need to look that up because that's what happens. And what you said, that thing about stretching, and I noticed you want to share because I've been looking at you on your Instagram, on your IG. I've been looking at you on your IG. So I will put up her information. I will tell you to go follow her. And here's the information right now. So I will say to you guys, I've been looking at it. So there are some exercises that you can do because I've been seeing you stretching outside. I've been checking you out. I've been checking it all out. So it's very important that we do that. It's very important that we do these exercises. So would you like to give an example or something that you can do with your hands?
A stretching that I can do with my hands. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting right here in this area. Something that I can show that's going to help with the tension in the shoulders is lock your hands behind your back. So you want to lock your hands like this behind your back, and you want to lift your. Oh, you hear my shoulder crack. But you want to lift your hands up and bend down a little bit, and you're going to feel that tension in your shoulder, and the tension is good. It may hurt a little bit, but it's the more you continue to breathe and relax, the more your body is going to stretch. And when you're done with that stretch, the more relaxed you will feel. You won't feel any stress. You may even want to take a nap, but that's a bit stress relief because a lot of people, um, what they say, you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It will help relieve a lot of pressure and a lot of stress just by doing that one stretch.
And we store things. So, a lot of people don't realize that how you go get the massages, you go get that. We store things. They were like, "Oh, you're so tense." That is so true. And that's because of the pressures and all the additive stuff that we have that's so contained into, to us as a practice. Now, as you mentioned, you also talk about you make jewelry. Now, here we go. you know, what is your philosophy and belief of holistic healing? Because when you talk about the jewelry, that goes into another realm where we talk about people talk about crystals and different things like that. But I know that that is a mineral from the earth because I know you do some stuff with copper.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
So everything is energy. That's how I look at life. Everything is energy and everything holds a certain frequency, especially when things come from the earth. So since some of these, all of these stones come from the earth, they hold a certain frequency. And these frequencies are what we need to, I look at them as tools. So this one of them as amethyst. This is a cowrie shell amethyst anklet. And basically, when you put this on, obviously, it makes a sound. So sound is another thing that's important with healing. I incorporated the crystals with sound and cowrie shells because they are all natural, and it helps your body align with whatever you're dealing with at the time. So amethyst is a good stone for the mind. It's a good stress relief stone. So whenever you put it on, whenever you have it close to your body, whenever you go to sleep with it, it'll help with you. It'll help you in your sleep state. It'll help you when you're dealing with stress. It'll help you when you're dealing with anxiety. It'll help you if you're dealing with depression. Anything dealing with the mind, amethyst will help you. So you can use it as a tool.
So you mentioned something, and when we talk about amethyst, because that is my birthstone as well, you're talking about amethyst, and a lot of people use what calming scent to calm down. Lavender. Well, what is lavender? Lavender is purple. I just we talk about the education wise, like you just said, everything has a frequency. you know, before the show came on, I just gave you a frequency of sound using the drum, the ocean drum. That was frequency. That's another thing that I try to tell people about sound. You know, people talk about the quartz crystal, you know, the crystal bowls that you use. I use them a lot in my therapeutic stuff when I use with clients, when I use stuff for, you know, calmness, anxiety, different things like that. Again, I talk about the science part of it. You can go anywhere else. People want to go out left, but I bring it back. There is science behind it. We wouldn't be able to use any type of thing in this earth or realm if it wasn't for a frequency or a sound. I get that all the time. You know, when we talk about some of the holistic stuff, a lot of people assume that it's of the devil, it's of witchcraft, it's different things like that. But again, like you say, that's a natural property that you use. You use the shells from the sea, that's water. That's what God gave. That's a crustacean that he had that has lost their shell or whatever. And the minerals from the earth that is from stones that have been fermented down and heated down. It's not that you worship in the stone, but we do know that it has certain properties with using the frequency, especially if you're sitting out with the sun. Mm-hmm. You can see a person uplift from their mood, and it does have a lot of the colors. Again, it's colors and frequency, all of that runs together. If you see the rainbow, that's because a prism of some type of formation has happened for you to see the colors of the rainbow. And what happens? That's his promise, right? So I try to narrow it down to that way to people who, again, I can't help and change nobody what they think or what they believe, but I know that there's scientific evidence and principles behind some of these practices that can alleviate and alter healing for us in the mind, the body, and the soul.
Yes.
So, you know, when you talk about doing certain types of treatments and different backgrounds, when you having clients come to you, you cater to the person's need.
Yes.
You cater to the person's need. How, you know, what would you say to that person who first time walking in and for you to do the practice, because you do things with a foot detox. Mm-hmm. That's something else. We're using herbs. That's something else that a lot of people don't realize neither. So again, we talk about educating. That's why I brought Laira here to educate. Miss Laira Valentine, she's on it just like I am. I have the Onic foot detox. People don't know our feet is a purpose that holds the most pores. Mm-hmm. Toxins in, toxins out. I hear a lot of people talk about, I don't walk barefoot. We're not saying do it all the time, but getting that natural essence to the earth,
yeah,
can actually help you. So what would you say to that person who may see this, but to actually help them, to aid them through in trying it?
Okay, so first I want to say, we live in nature. We are nature. We have to get out of the programming that we was put in to deter us away from our natural way of living. Now, if you look at herbs, you know, obviously they grow from the earth. If you look at crystal, obviously, you know, they come from the earth. Water comes from the earth. Everything that we use in the natural holistic community comes from the earth. It is not anything that we are worshiping. It is simply things that we are using to assist our body while we are on our life's journey, because that's what it was put here for. So with the foot detoxes, I use herbs, I use the natural minerals, the salts, and sometimes I use organs, and in those organs there are crystals in those organs, and they just help transmute the energy. You can go look up some scientific research on organs. There's plenty out there. So what I do with someone who hasn't ever had a herbal foot soap, herbal foot wash, I always let them know, don't expect anything. Whatever you came in thinking, whatever somebody else told you, don't expect anything. When you come in, it's just me and you, and we have a connection. And whatever you need in this time, whatever you need in this moment, you're gonna get it. You're coming in to relieve the stress, the worry. Nothing else outside of you matters at this time. It's all about you. This is a form of therapy, so to speak. It's all about aligning your mind, body, and soul. That's all it's about. It's not about the concept they put on witches. It's not about worshiping. It's not nothing religious. It's all about you. You. That's it.
Yeah, it's totally it. It's about the, because I tell people all the therapy, because I do the therapeutic stuff. And one thing that I can tell people is that if one thing is outlined, everything else is going to actually manifest to be outlined. So it behooves you to get in line, and we're whatever practices or however you want to, to get yourself, what can get you on track, just sitting for a moment. So speaking of sense, that we're going to take a quick break because I want to share just something quick. So I want you audience who are watching this right now, or if you catch the replay of this, I want you to just take a moment and just relax when you see this commercial break that we take. So I'm going to do a little countdown and let you see. I want you to be prepared because I want to show you just what she was just talking about. It's not about what we do. It's between the connection between what you want to get out of here. Don't listen to what everybody else tell you. Listen to yourself within what you need. So again, on 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The question I asked at the end of that, how do you feel? Because I know somebody who may be watching this, you have had a day, just that little bit of time have made you feel better. You have to admit, because we in so much of a hustle and bustle world that we don't have time to take out and breathe. If we just take out time to breathe, so much can happen. Again, there's a lot going on in the world. Just that time to have that quiet space to focus right now. How do you feel? I would like to see the comments. Who just watched that? I would love to see the comments. I'm waiting. I know Miss Laira. So whoever the first, we love giving giveaways. So whoever the first person who tells how they feel, Miss Laira might have a special gift for you. So, as we just talked about, the practices. So how do you think, what is your opinion on the holistic practice? How it is for your well-being for mind, body, and soul? I know you gave a little brief description of it, but just share with the audience, what is the way, that you promote the well-being for mind, body, and soul?
So how I look at it is a way of living. With mind, body, and soul, all you doing is connecting with yourself. Connecting with yourself so you can have that understanding of yourself and how to calm yourself down when you're in a stressful situation. Because stress is something that will take you under, and you really don't want to go under because it's hard to come back up. So holistic health practices. It's just a way of aligning yourself with yourself.
Yeah, that's a question. So I'm throwing out this question. When was the last time you taken a wellness break? When was the last time you took a wellness break?
Is that for them?
It could be for you or for the audience. It could be for you or for the audience. When was the last time you taken a wellness break?
I know the last time I took one was this morning. Meditation for me is a wellness break because it allows me the time to sit with myself and actually calm down before my day actually starts.
Yeah, affirm some things, because again, that's a practice that you can use to actually, because some people just get up and go. No, me, I have to sit and think for a while. I have to sit and like put my day how I want my day and the outcome to be. So, as we speaking of holistic health, give some education here that holistic health practices, as well as a practice, there also is awareness months as well. So for June, the hashtag is generational wellness, hashtag harmony and wellness. So I would say when we're talking about generational wellness, we are implementing that we want to leave a legacy of holistically mind, body, and soul legacies within our family and within our community. So I would ask you for the month of June, everyone who may be watching this, I would love for you to put generational wellness. Just put a saying, just put it up. I'm practicing generational wellness. I'm going to live in harmony and in wellness. That's something that we need more in our community. I always get so tired of hearing that our community can't work together. Well, the cards have been dealt to keep that disc environment, but I'm coming as a BIPOC advocate along with my holistic people. I think holistically we're going to help our communities. So again, we want to spread generational wellness for the mind, the body, and the soul. We three-part here: the mind, the body, and the soul, because all of that works together for the good of our community, because it's so much going on within our community, and a lot of it has been passed down generationally. So we have to deal with those things, and holistically is an intervention that can be used to help with the modalities. So Laira, I would like to say again, we know that you have some other things, because again, you talked about the jewelry that you do. There's a retreat, any new things that you have coming up that you're working on. So actually tell the people where you from too, because they might be looking at you. Again, I want to show you, this is where you can find her information. You can find out what she's doing, find out what the modalities that she uses. You may want to hit her up, because we are talking about some things to transition for ourselves.
So I'm from Virginia, the Norfolk, Virginia area. So if you want to find me, all you have to do is send me a message. You can send a message to my website, or you can contact me on Instagram, and then we can connect that way.
All right. So you have heard it here. Again, audience, we have a couple of things that's coming up. So is there any programs or anything that you have coming up that you want to share with the audience?
So right now I am planning some workshops and some events to help assist people in the community. One of those events is assisted stretching event. Another one is an intentional oil workshop. Another thing I wanted to speak on when you was saying use the hashtag, it was an affirmation that you said. Words, when you speak out loud, it helps you to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to obtain. So say for instance, you want to include more self-care practices in your life. All you have to say is, I love myself enough to such and such. You have once you say something out loud and you actually feel that, and you can repeat it however many times you need to repeat it, it's going to actually happen. It is some things that's going to be removed from your life, it may hurt, but let those things go because
you went out, but that's okay. I can't hear you. All right, so we have a little bit of we have to listen to what she was saying about doing affirmations. You know, audience, that is like one of my favorite things to do for affirmations wise. So when we talk about affirmations, you actually, like she said, you get up in the morning. That can be something just speaking out, my day is going to be a good day, you know, things like that. So what we can do as we leave for tonight, and hopefully that her volume and stuff will come back on. Can you say anything? Can you can you sound? I think the connection has left. So what we're gonna do is maybe she can go back out. Maybe you can go back in and come back in on the link. So what we're gonna do, I'm actually, since this is almost the last of the show, I actually want to show another video just for something to be mindful. Again, I would like for you guys to do some research on some holistic health practices that you might want to take to get involved in. We have a lot of education. I would like for you to go back and look at some of the past information that we have given out so far in this season. It is very important that us as a community, again, generational wellness that we want well-winded. So what I want you to do, I'm going to show this. I'm going to show something that you will like. When we're talking about generational wellness all the way around. Okay. Hey, welcome back to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. Well, that was all this year of different things that we have shown you to help with the modality of just looking at into the practices of holistic health. So we are happy that you have followed us this year so far, but we are not gone, but we actually, just take a break to regroup and come back better and stronger for the next year. I would like to say to all my guests who have been watching, who have subscribed, thank you, thank you, and thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Laira, are you back?
That
Yes. Now, you were saying about affirmations. That's like one of my favorite things, because actually 2 weeks ago, I just did an affirmation t-shirt thing, and it was very successful. I think it was a lot. Ladies got a lot out of it, because the words that you speak, they define you. They defined you. So again, anything else you want to share, just give one enlightening word to the audience.
let me see. Start to trust yourself. Start to trust yourself, because everything starts with you. No matter what it is that you're doing, everything starts with you. You cannot keep trusting outside sources, outside opinions. You can't keep looking on the outside thinking somebody else is going to come in to save you. You really have to delve within yourself, trust yourself, learn yourself, know yourself, and be confident in it.
That's it. That is it. So audience, again, as we said, we will be looking into, and actually, we have a special upcoming event with Mr. Calvin Young and Miss Makiva, who is an Ayurvedic practitioner, who actually she has a very awesome story about how her daughter was someone who needed a kidney transplant and was, waiting for a kidney transplant, and how the practices of her being an herbalist, how has helped gain some sustainability for her daughter to have a longer lifespan. Because most of the time they say for those who get those type of modalities of getting replacements, you do have a shortened lifespan, but it has increased her knowledge of living longer here and being here because of some of the practices of holistic health. So again, it is evidence. I would say it's not witchcraft. Herbs come from the earth. God ordained it. He put it here. I can go on and on and on about that. But like my guest Laira, Miss Valentine, and look at her name, last name Valentine. Miss Laira said you got to go within yourself. If you love, it's nothing wrong with loving yourself first, because if you don't love yourself first, how are you gonna love anybody else or help anybody else? So again, remember this month is generational wellness. Hashtag it. Hashtag harmony and wellness. Generational wellness for the holistic of the mind, the body, and soul. So this will conclude our show. But on June the 18th, we have a special exclusive that's coming up. Again, we have sound practitioner, Mr. Calvin Young, who is phenomenal, very phenomenal. And we have Miss Makiva Miller, who will also be joining us as well. So again, audience, I would love to say until next year. And again, next year, between these couple of months, I want you to write me in some of the topics that you'd like to hear from the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul show. And we will love to forecast those on. I'm thinking of some new ways to come back. Again, it's time for me to regroup so we can come back next year stronger and better before. Now, I always leave out the show with a favorite saying at all the time. And you know what that is? If no one has told you that you are loved, just know that you are loved here at the what? Here at the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul podcast. Until September, be safe, have a happy summer, and you know what? Do some research, learn some things, open your mind. You might be surprised what just might come out of this. Until next September this coming up, couple more months, we'll see you back here at Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. Thank you for a great season, and we will see you in a few months.